Okay, so my grace story. Jesus and God were introduced to me at a very early age. I was raised here in Buffalo my whole life, and I grew up in a Roman Catholic family. For most of my childhood, I can remember going to church with my family every Sunday, and I also attended a small private Catholic school in Depew, which we would also go to Mass every week as a class on Friday. So most weeks I was going to Mass 2 times a week. Then when I was in 6th grade, it was around the same time that my parents had separated. We kind of stopped attending church regularly as a family. As the years went on, I feel like I kind of fell further and further away from God. In my early adult years, late teenage to my early adult years, I remember questioning everything. I questioned whether or not God was real. I questioned whether or not my religious upbringing was just maybe a crutch. At that point, I sort of settled on this crazy idea, well, it's crazy to me now, that, my life is going to be controlled by me and nobody else. About 3 years ago, my husband and I went through a very difficult season in our marriage. We were broken. I was broken. I never felt so lost, scared, out of control. I just felt like my world was crumbling down on me. And at that point, that's when I knew something had to change. My way was not working anymore. So I'll rewind to about 3 years ago when I met my dear friend, Monica. I know that God brought her into my life at the exact moment that I needed her. And there was just something different about Monica. She had this light in her eyes. She had this constant joy. I would just describe it as a constant joy. Going through the difficult times that I was, in my personal life and in my marriage, I was intrigued. I wanted to learn more. And how could I be more like her? This is kind of how her and I started conversations around her faith in Jesus Christ. So Monica told me that, I'm always welcome to come to church with her, and I think the first event that I came to here at Randall was one of the fall festivals, and immediately just felt completely welcomed and at home here. So I started coming to church on Sundays and have been able to connect with different groups, moms groups, and just met so many amazing, welcoming people that I feel truly care about me and my story. Something that I'm most thankful for that Jesus has done to me is He has taken away most of my anxiety. I've struggled with anxiety for most of my adult life. And I can remember being at Monica's house one day, and she had something taped to her kitchen sink, and it was a scripture verse. It was Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. I don't try to play the role of God like I did in the past. I give everything to Him. It feels like a weight has been lifted off of me. And it's just His, I don't think we would be here as a family if it weren't for the Lord's unending love and His grace. Being baptized, it means dying of my old life, kind of like my own personal testimony to my identification with Jesus Christ. I hope that by standing up here today that I am demonstrating to my children, what it means to have a personal relationship with God, and that I hope that someday they will choose this path as well. I feel like when I'm baptized, I'm actually standing before God and telling Him that I am His. I didn't know that a personal relationship was even possible with Jesus until now. There was just always something, I felt like a barrier. He was so out of reach, but he's not. He's with me all the time, and I'm just so excited.